Hey guys, it's me Quinn and I'm back. I know I look different. I know I look good. I did some yarn braids, but yeah, let me go into the video. Okay, so I recently just watched the new miniseries Roots on History channel, and I think it was very interesting. And I took in a lot of different things that I didn't take from watching the original Roots. But this is not a video about my dissection of Roots, but this is a video about an interesting topic that I wanted to talk about. I believe it was Monday, either sometime this past Monday or this past Memorial Day weekend, that Snoop Dogg decided to make a comment to not partake in watching the new updated Roots. In summary, he basically said that he was not going to watch Roots because it perpetuated the negative stereotype and acceptance of the dehumanization of blackness.
So what are you gonna say at my funeral now that you've killed me?
Now, I made a video recently about, I'm annotating it below, about just about consciousness and about there being their different levels and just different types of consciousness. And this is a prime example of that. I'm not like talking bad about Snoop Lion or Snoop Dogg or whatever you want to call him or anything like that, but it gets very problematic when discussing the problematics of a particular thing like the slave narrative. But then also you can kind of think about how problematic the hip hop music can be, but we have to appreciate it the same way we appreciate the slave narrative. We must appreciate and find the gems that are very important and influential in our history. For example, in the Roots remake, they have African out, during Christmas, and they're out dancing and singing folk music and da da da. That is a prime example of the foundation of music in general. It's proven. The foundation of music was founded upon the slave narrative. Think about jazz, think about blues, think about rock and roll, think about hip hop. Just think about all these different genres and subgenres and how their founding mother was a part of our history. And when you talk about the slave narrative, and you kind of you can't help but, when discussing the erasure of the slave narrative, you kind of erase everything, So though the history may have been gruesome, it may have been very dehumanizing and disgusting and nasty, I believe that certain parts of it are very intricate and important. And by erasing the narrative as a whole, you kind of delete the things that were important, such as the music, the founding of certain traditions, the creation of our black culture, togetherness, just all these different unity, all these different things were created upon this period where we had to kind of create familyhood and come together. Also, in these narratives, you can't help to remember the history, obviously, but there are also things that aren't necessarily discussed within the history. So during this period, we don't necessarily discuss the Irish history during slavery, or even just during the 1800s and early 1900s, and how they were seen as the lowest of the low, but not as low as black people, but they were seen pretty low, and how they had to kind of in some senses bully African American, or put down the black individuals to uplift themselves so that they can assimilate and be more accepted in the community. And that's why you see certain things you see today. Bam. Also, something that you don't necessarily see discussed in various black spaces is the selling of ourselves. which is a very problematic thing because a lot of people who aren't black love to be very, when they want to be dismissive of the slave narrative or slavery, they like to use that, they say that, oh, well, you sold yourselves. I mean, though they did in the beginning, to, at some point, it morphed into something bigger. And even though that happened, it was very important within our history, but it's something that we don't discuss because everyone likes to kind of just point that one finger at that one person or that one particular group, which I believe is very important. Which brings me to my conclusion. I believe that though the slave narrative may be problematic, it may be negative, it may have all these different archetypes deeply ingrained within them, but I think that these things are important. There are positive things that came out of slavery as well. If we denote or try to delete or to erase the slave narrative, we're erasing part of our history, and I think that it's very important when breaking down everyday oppression within our communities, within our society as a whole, worldwide, not just within America, but within other countries and various countries, because think about how they perceive blackness. So that's it for this rant, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment boxes below, and I will see you later. Bye!